Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So nice to finally meet you. I mean, we've been interacting a lot. I'm happy to meet you.
Yes, very much. It's the same here. So, shall we start the session?
Sure.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. This is Mritula from the Indus Valley presenting to you TIV's Kitchen Episode 5 from our kitchen to yours. So, we have a special guest here with us. This is Meghna. Meghna is a food blogger and she loves taking food photographs, and she loves taking food photographs even when it was not very popular. She had this notion of sharing her happiness with the rest of the world. She travels around. She started traveling around the world with her parents and now with her husband. And this wonderful experience made her document the journey. And that is how 3 years ago she started her Instagram page called yummydomain. And I guess she is living most people's dreams, I guess, because she's traveling around the world as a family and she gets to experiment with foods. Uh, Her perfect destinations, like uh, her favorites, are Thailand, Peru, and Japan. So, hearty welcome, Meghna. Thank you very much for accepting our request in one go. And we could see the sheer excitement in you, like the way you responded to each of her messages. It showed your interest in participating in the live session. Thank you very much for taking time to participate in the live, and welcome.
Thank you so much for welcoming me. I mean, this is like my dream, like documenting food, talking about food, everything. So this is interesting for me very much.
So
Thank
yeah,
you for inviting me.
I just gave a brief introduction about you. Could you elaborate
Sure.
more on introducing yourself?
Sure. So, like Mritula said, I've been documenting my journey last 3 years, but just on Instagram. But I have been taking food photos forever, maybe 8 years back. Like I have a whole
Okay.
folder of food photos. My family used to get annoyed with me, like, why are you taking food photos? Like, there is zero food. It's getting cold. I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I like it. And then after like 3 years back, my friends also used to tell me my food pictures were amazing. And they asked me, can I use it on Instagram? I'm like, sure. And I wasn't on Instagram about 4 or 5 years ago. I wasn't on Instagram because I was just working and I was traveling all over the world. And then my friends were like, why don't you document it on Instagram? Like one place where all your food pictures are kept. So I think that was the best advice I got. And that way I got to meet people from Instagram. Like even I made lots of good friends and restaurants started inviting me for tastings and testing out different products. And even now it's gone to a point where I'm getting brand partnerships, like working long time. It's been exciting.
That is so nice. So, apart from your friends, you would have got like suggestions or comments from other people, common people, right, on your food blog. So, share with us any special comments, special mentions that you've received.
Oh, oh, sure. So, not only food, like even when I used to go traveling, people used to be like, "Oh, and that place, which that place looks so beautiful." I'm like, "Yeah, the place is beautiful, but you can go have ice cream like right in this corner." Like all the locals, where the locals eat, I used to explore every corner, and like people who don't even know me message me when they went on the trip the next time. Like, you know what? I went to Vietnam and in like Ho Chi Minh City, I went to this Indian restaurant that you went to. I'm like, wow, that's great. So the reach that to that extent was really amazing for me. And whichever restaurant I go to, every other week people message me saying, I went there and thanks for your recommendation. So that makes me really happy. Like that's why I choose to just tell all the good points about the restaurant. So I don't want to them to have a bad experience because of me.
That is very nice. All right. Okay, so what's your favorite cuisine? Like, I have got one question. We will see if that's suitable for you. What's the one favorite cuisine you have?
My gosh, that's like the hardest question to ask to a foodie. But
Okay, because my question was, what's an Indian specialty dish that you think is missed by the rest of the world? So, if
okay, sure. So I love Mangalorean food, I'm Mangalorean, but I grew up in Bangalore, and I
Okay.
work in the US. So it's my time is between India and New York and Connecticut every year. So I had a great opportunity to travel to these three main cities. That's how I could
Okay.
document this. Like three people always ask me, "Are you in New York? Are you in Connecticut? Are you in Bangalore?" I'm like, "Yeah." Every year I'm all over the place. Even during COVID, I came to India in Jan. I mean, I had a personal tragedy, but yeah, I'm just making the most of being in India. So my favorite cuisine is actually biryani. So
Oh,
whichever
that's
place I go to, I try the biryani in that place. Like I try Chettinad biryani, I try Hyderabadi biryani, I try like every place has their own version of biryani, and I really enjoyed that cuisine the most.
very nice. Uh, okay, so tell us about one instance. So you go and taste food everywhere. So how about you cooking at home? Because this is going to be based on that. Tell us about one instance where you surprised your family with your cooking, and it really turned out well.
So most of the time I'm usually eating out. The time I cook is like comparatively really less. But during the lockdown, I've been cooking a lot with my mom. So that's been very interesting. So this one time, these restaurants were also innovative. They were giving pizza kits out. Like you could buy pizza kits, the dough and the sauce. You can make your own pizza at home. So I wanted to
Okay.
try and surprise my family. So I made the whole thing from scratch. Like I rolled the dough, I put the toppings, I cooked chicken, and I thought it'd be like really bad. I'm like, it's okay. I'm trying out something new. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. I can document what mistakes I made. But then my family was very surprised that I made chicken tikka pizza. Turned out really nice.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. So, yeah, tell us about your recipe. Your recipe video was live out yesterday. Your masala chicken curry recipe using a bronze kadai. So, tell us that experience. How did that come out? And also, if you have certain other tips as to how that recipe make out very well for those people who are trying that out. And also, the experience of using the cookware. Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing nice, this recipe has been passed from my great grandmother to my grandmother to my mom, now to me. So it's been in the family for a long time. And in those days, my grandparents used to live in a small village in Mango where they used to grow their own spices in the gardens. So now we can't do that. But my mom, she still tries to buy the seeds, like to get peppercorn seeds or the coriander seed. And she grinds the masala at home. So that way we
Yeah,
can
that.
retain the
Yeah,
freshness. She doesn't
you
buy the
you
ready-made
mentioned
powders. So
You mentioned
that's
that in the recipe too, right? Like everything was homemade spices. Yeah, spice powders.
exactly. So I think that's one tip. Even the ginger garlic paste, my mom makes it at home. So we use all homemade stuff. I mean, if we had a garden, we would have taken it from the garden, but it's city life. So we get all the seeds. So the next best thing is to just get the seeds and grind it in the house and make the recipe. And one more tip about the chicken masala is like the more you marinate it, the more the masala like comes into the chicken. You don't need to do anything else. If you just follow the recipe exactly, you'll get the same taste. And with the bronze kadai, I had a very good experience. Like usually when I wash a kadai, everything gets stuck in the bottom of the base. This came
Yeah.
out cleanly. Like it was very clean. Like even when frying it, nothing got stuck in the base. It retained all the nutrients of the chicken. It felt more healthier and it fried very quickly. Like usually it takes 20 minutes. This finished in 15 minutes itself. So I was really impressed by the bronze kadai. Also, like whenever my mom used to like touch the vessel, the vibration sound of the bronze really is so peaceful, like meditation almost. And what I liked about it is the food tasted healthier and fresher, and the micronutrients from the bronze kadai actually I felt it by eating the food. Like even my mom said after a long time, she actually thought. Usually, whenever she makes it, it tastes the same, but this time it tasted more fresher. I really liked the experience, and we felt healthier.
Okay. So did it come out like how your grandmother used to do it, like a traditional bronze kadai and the traditional recipe? Did it
Yeah,
remind you of? her recipe?
Yes, so we used to use only bronze kadai like many years back. But since
Yes.
I was born, they all changed their vessels and I didn't even know about the bronze kadai till my mom started telling me, like, when I got the bronze kadai from the Indus Valley, my mom started telling me stories about her childhood. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. How come I didn't know about this bronze kadai till now? So it's like very new experience for me. And she's like, when her mom used to make it, it used to be she felt very happy and special using it with me this time. So that was a
Yes.
great connection.
Even at my home, I have not seen my mother's using the bronze pots or the kadai, but then I've seen my grandmother's use the bronze pot for making pongal, uh,
Mm.
the South Indian dish, right? So I've seen that we have in between a generation gap where we forgot all these vessels. And thank you, this brand is coming up with the traditional vessels. Not just the part that it is traditional, also it is healthier options, healthier alternative to the existing ones, right? So it is very nice.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely I'll convey this message to the brand. All right. So moving on to the rapid fire questions. Don't just give a second thought. Go with the flow.
Oh, okay.
What's the tastiest food you've ever eaten?
I definitely love Thai food. So usually I like Thai green curry with rice. Other than
Okay.
chicken biryani, Thai food is like my favorite.
Nice. What's on your food bucket list?
If you had asked me this question 1 year back, I had so many. Like, I wanted to go to Italy, eat Italian food in Italy, go to Greece, eat the seafood there. My friend even we would book tickets, almost book tickets to go to Greece, but then COVID happened. So just my food bucket list for now is just to go to a restaurant and eat in a restaurant for sure.
Okay. Okay. Once this all these things gets over, bring back your old bucket list, and we wish you all checking that bucket list.
Exactly.
Okay. So what's on your pizza?
Many things actually. Like it depends if I'm a vegetarian or non-vegetarian. So if it's a veg pizza, it's simple mozzarella, cheese, tomato sauce, and just a pizza. But if I'm in mood for non-veg, I use a chicken tikka, and sometimes I even have shrimp on my pizza. I
All
love,
right.
I love seafood.
So, what's your take? What's your choice? Cooking at home or going out for dinner?
I would have always said going out for dinner, but I feel like these last 2 years have taught me a lot about staying at home, spending time with family, and even my husband. So cooking with my mom and cooking with my that's like my favorite now. Just being at home, relaxing, and I know it's strange, but the COVID made me like cooking at home better than going out.
Okay. So, this question, I guess you have already answered this. Which country's cuisine do you love to eat the most and why?
Uh, so I mentioned Thai food, but there's another
Yes.
country I would love to eat. I've tasted South Korean food in New York. Like there's lots of restaurants, South Korean restaurants, and I really love how they come to the table and cook the food in front of you. So I love that experience when someone cooks the food in front of you. I see what they are doing because when they bring the food to the table, I'm always like, how did they cook this? So I love
What
people
goes behind this? Yeah.
yeah what's in the dish. So when they bring the ingredients and keep it in front of your table and cook, even Japanese barbecue, like I mentioned, I love Japanese food. It's like sushi, and they cook this hibachi special rice. So they have hibachi, it's a live cooking session in front of you and they do all tricks. So I enjoy that. I enjoy like interacting with chefs and asking them questions, and I see what goes in my food.
So, have you documented these on your page?
Yes, yes. I can share that with you though. It's hibachi live cooking. They make fun with tricks and
Definitely.
everything to make you entertained while eating.
Okay. So, is there any like you can mention like anything is the weirdest dish you've ever tasted. Like you've been traveling, right? So is there
Yeah.
like any taste that it tasted weird or something?
Actually, I never liked sushi because it's pretty, and it's not weird, but I don't like cold food. So when the rice is wrapped in the seaweed, I've never tried seaweed also before. Like the last few years, I tried it, and then I tried it in Japan. Seaweed was like a really interesting, weird kind of food because you have to get used to it. Like when you eat it, it's not sweet, it's just sweet, but texture is very different. Like rice, but it's the and I'm eating sticky rice rolled in seaweed plus whatever I can eat in sushi or even just the fish. That was pretty interesting. More
Okay. So that's it. We've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Meghna, for taking your time and participating in the session. We really loved talking to you, and our followers would have certainly liked it too. Share with us your experience of participating in the show.
Thank you so much. I mean, I've never really cooked. This is, I've cooked with my mom. I've always documented her cooking, but this time it was like me and my mom involved in this. Like everything, cash, the ingredients. Instagram. This is the first time she saw the whole thing. For her, it was like, oh, what you do on it. Yeah. So this was really a nice experience for both of us. And thank you.
Thank you.
And again, like I said, like we should bring back all our traditional things that we lost. Let's skip the generation. Like whatever my grandparents did, our parents' generation never did that. And for our generation, it became more easier. We got ready-made, right? All easy. So going back to the olden days, I think it's amazing, especially with the bronze kadai.
Yes, that is our mission too, because we are continuously insisting that the cookware that you use is as important as the ingredients because we are choosing organic vegetables and fruits nowadays, right?
Right.
So it is the same way. You can go for the organic or 100% natural cookware, which is also sustainable. So that is one of important mission that we have. And thank you very much again. People who have not checked out masala chicken curry recipe made using a bronze kadai, kindly go check that out. It was live yesterday. And also, we have a special coupon code under our guest's name. Use Meghna 500 for all your purchases above 999, and you can avail rupees 500 discount on your purchases. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Spread a word to your followers too. Thank you.
Can I tell
Right.
my followers, like, please follow and like the Indus Valley page? And they have amazing products. Not only kadais, they have fans, they have glass, they have copper mugs, they have lots of copper items, lots of healthy items. And especially Sunday is Mother's Day. Why don't you go get a gift for your mom? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.